Have you ever heard someone say, I can't do keto because dot dot dot? There are so many myths surrounding the ketogenic lifestyle. And the crazy thing is that this usually comes from people who have not tried keto at all. In this video, I'm going to break down the top 5 keto myths that are running rampant and are preventing people from discovering the magic of keto, transforming their health and bodies, and completely revolutionizing their life. Now, I hear this all the time. So I'm going to share with you the top 5 things that I hear all the time from people. But if there's something that's not on this list that you've heard or that you've said that you think is a reason why keto won't work for you, please put that down in the comments below. I would love to address it, get that answer for you, and even make a video around that topic. Now, stay tuned to the end because I think number 5 is going to come as a total shock to most people. Now, with that being said, welcome to the channel. If you haven't watched me before, my name is Jose Gonzalez, the Keto Master Chef. I've been a professional chef for over 25 years, and since discovering a ketogenic lifestyle, I was able to lose 100 pounds in 5 months. Not just that, I've helped hundreds of people lose thousands of pounds, reverse diabetes like I did, hypertension, arthritis, PCOS, autoimmune, all types of inflammatory conditions. So, welcome. Now, I'm going to jump right into it. Top 5 myths, all right? And these are things that I personally have heard. So again, if your myth or if your reason why you can't do keto, why keto won't work for you, did not make the cut, put it in the comments below. We're going to talk about it. So, myth number 1, all right, is that keto is only for adults and not safe for children. Okay? This is so far from the truth that I don't even know how this started. Okay. So, how did keto get discovered in the first place? Let's start there. Well, the ketogenic diet was discovered by doctors at Johns Hopkins over 100 years ago when they were trying to find a way to treat childhood epilepsy without drugs and medications. So, keto as a medical form of treating disease has been around for over 100 years. In fact, one of my mentors, Dr. Eric Westerman, he has a clinic at Duke University for over 20 years where he treats childhood obesity exclusively with the ketogenic diet. But if that's not convincing enough, let me tell you how safe keto is for children. Ladies and gentlemen, again, most people don't know this because we weren't taught this in school. Every baby in a mother's womb is in a ketogenic state. Doesn't matter what the mother eats, if she only drinks Mountain Dew, eats Snicker bars and potato chips, every mother, every baby, every child that's being carried in the womb is in a ketogenic state. And don't take my word for it. Go talk to Dr. Google, because everything I'm telling you is stuff that you can learn on your own. Now, when a baby is born, what's the appropriate diet for a baby? Okay, it should be breast milk. It should be breast milk. Now, I know that doctors tell some mothers that they're not producing enough vitamin D, so we have to give them formula. A lot of it has to do with the fact that we're drinking cow's milk at a young age, and so whenever you give your body something, it stops producing it naturally, and women can produce vitamin D naturally in their breast milk. But since we grow up drinking milk, which is fortified with synthetic vitamin D, a lot of young ladies stop producing vitamin D in their bodies naturally. And so when they give birth, the doctor will say, oh, you're not producing enough vitamin D for the baby. We have to give him formula. But I'm going to leave that for another day because, yeah, I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole right now. But I said what I said. And again, you're free to go find this information for yourself. But every baby that's in a mother's womb, once the baby is born, the proper human diet for a newborn baby is its mother's breast milk. Well, guess what? Breast milk is 100% keto. because every cell in your body, every atom in your body is made up of cholesterol. Your brain is over 90% cholesterol. Okay, so not only is it safe for children, it's safe for adults. Name one thing that you know of that's safe for children and not safe for adults. Okay, keto is 100% safe. Like I said, doctors have been using it for hundreds of years, and I invite you to go through your social media and just comb. My favorite doctors are Dr. Ken Berry, family physician out in Tennessee. Go follow his channel. Okay, I've shared a lot of his content before, as well as his book. I don't know where I have my copy, but his book, Lies My Doctor Told Me. If you haven't read that book, you need to get it. Okay, so keto's 100% safe. Great, moving on. The next thing that people say, a big myth that I hear is, oh, well, the ketogenic diet is too restrictive, is not sustainable, or and that's just not true. You know what is not sustainable? I'll tell you what's not sustainable. Companies that sell you pills, potions, and lotions. Companies that sell you weight loss products, companies that sell you weight loss shakes and weight loss teas and all of that, that's not sustainable. Why is that not sustainable? Because if that's your way of eating, if that's your way of getting healthy, all right, great. But you see, one thing that people miss when it comes to eating is that there's a huge social component to eating, right? Food is not something that you do by yourself in a closet with no one watching. We eat with other human beings. Okay, when you go to a wedding, there's food. When you go to a birthday party, there's food, right? When you go to almost any occasion, even a funeral, many times, I know in Dominican Republic, when there's a funeral, people come from all different types of towns acting like they know the deceased, because we give away food. And food is a big part of how we commune together, how we connect with each other, right? Business deals are closed over dinner, right? When people when people court each other and go on a date, they take each other out to eat. So when you're relying on your health coming from a pill, potion, or lotion, that's not sustainable, because you're not going to go on a first date with someone that you're really attracted to, that you really want this relationship to go somewhere, take them to a nice restaurant and pull out your meal replacement shake, right? You're not going to host a wedding, right, on your special day and serve people meal replacement shakes. You're going to eat food. So there's nothing more sustainable than keto, because you're eating real food. You're not eating processed foods. You're not eating stuff that comes in a box, in a bag, in a can. You're eating real food. Okay, so it's 100% sustainable. Now, and it's not restrictive either, because there's so many things that you can eat. The only thing that we restrict on keto is carbs. Okay, the only thing that we restrict on keto and omit, restrict, limit is carbs. And the reason for that is that there's essential amino acids, which are proteins. There are essential fatty acids, which are fats. There are no essential carbohydrates, which are sugar. Okay, if a human being ate absolutely zero carbs, they would be completely fine and healthy, because all of the carbs that's needed for the body, for the brain, is produced in your liver by a process called gluconeogenesis, where your liver produces carbs, the amount of carbs that it needs from the protein in your body. Now, moving on. This one is big. People think that all you do on keto is eat fat. This is not true. Now, it is true that you eat more fat than if you were on a carb or glucose or sugar diet. That's because in the presence of sugar, by the way, carbs are sugar, right? Doesn't matter if it's sweet or not, carbs are sugar. In the presence of carbs, in the presence of fat, the human body will prefer carbs because it's a quicker source of energy. And so what happens is that when you consume carbs, sugar, carbs are toxic. Your pancreas secretes insulin, so gets that excess sugar out of your bloodstream, because otherwise you'll die in a matter of weeks, and converts it to fat. So the reason that people struggle to lose weight on a carb diet is because the carbs that they consume are being stored as fat, and the fat that they consume, if any, is being stored as fat. So the beauty about keto is that you're using your own stored fat. And whatever fat you do consume is now your new source of energy. Okay, since we're restricting and limiting carbs, your body's not going to run off of sugar and glucose. It's going to run off of fat and ketones. And so now you're using fat for energy. But this myth that all people do is eat fat is not true. And the reason for that is that when you first transition into keto, you do want to have high levels of fat. This is so that when your body withdraws from your sugar diet, it can quickly recognize, like when you were an infant, that it can use fat for energy and you have it there in supply. But once you actually get into ketosis, you actually don't need that much fat, especially if you're someone who's very overweight, because now your body's going to be using that stored up energy that's been living around your waist, living around your gut, living around your thighs, living around your arms, okay, the bye muscle, right? All of that stored fat is going to be eaten up by your body, right? You're gonna atrophy. Now, myth number 4 is that you have to eat red meat or bacon or loads and loads of butter. This is not true. Many of my clients in my program who've lost a ton of weight and reversed a bunch of illnesses, a bunch of cardiovascular diseases and inflammatory diseases, don't eat red meat, don't like pork, right? And we're not having butter. There's lots of healthy fats, including butter, real butter, not margarine, not country crock, not I can't believe it's not butter, okay? But real butter is absolutely healthy, but you don't have to have a bunch of butter, okay? Because that goes to the previous point about having too much fat, right? People think that they have to eat red meat, that they have to eat bacon cheeseburgers all the time, that they have to eat dairy. None of these things are true. Okay? I have clients in my program that just eat chicken, just eat fish, just eat chicken and fish. Now, I've said this on other videos before. If you're a plant-based enthusiast, I'm not the best person to help you. I'm a devout omnivore. I love meat. Pork is my favorite vegetable. But again, not everyone in my program eats pork, eats red meat, eats lamb, eats a lot of things. But if you can at least eat chicken or at least eat fish or a combination thereof, you can radically change your life, improve your health, and lose tons and tons of weight quickly on a healthy ketogenic diet. Now, the last myth, and this one is going to blow you away because it's one of the biggest misconceptions. You see, in the last several years, like myself, right, when I said I lost 100 pounds in 5 months on keto, a lot of people think that keto is a weight loss diet, right? It's not a weight loss diet. Okay. Do people lose weight on it? Yeah, absolutely. But it's not a weight loss diet. So now you're saying, okay, so what do you mean? I'll tell you what I mean. And the reason, I've had this conversation with many people, but recently I was having it with a family member, and they was telling me how another family member was dealing with a specific health ailment. And I told them, hey, this is great. They just have to do keto because this person does not wants to fix their condition holistically. They don't want to take meds. And I said, this is great. I said, so and so, they did my program. They had the exact same condition. It was severe, and they completely reversed it. And for the last 5 years, that person, her name is Maria. You've seen her pictures probably in my post. She was in my first challenge that I did Labor Day 2018. She had severe autoimmune disease. She used to take her son to work, come home and sleep because she was in so much pain. And she had tried so many things, so many holistic things, because she didn't want to do drugs and meds. Okay. And she lost a ton of weight, like 40-ish pounds in just a few months, and has been living pain-free, autoimmune-free, completely healthy, just following the principles that I teach. So I was telling this to a family member, someone that's close to me, about someone that they know that's struggling with the same condition. And they said to me, oh no, but they don't want to lose weight. They're already thin. Keto is not a weight loss diet. Okay? Keto is not a weight loss diet. Keto is a get healthy diet. And most people, their issue is, they think that their issue is weight. They think that their issue is that they're overweight or obese, and that is an issue, but that's not their issue. That is just a symptom of their real issue, which is hyperinsulinemia, which means you have too much insulin. Okay? Doctors and the American Diabetes Association will tell you that insulin resistance means that you're not producing enough insulin. That's a flat out lie. They're misinformed. Insulin resistance means that you have too much insulin. You have hyperinsulinemia. And as a result of that, you have inflammatory conditions like autoimmune, like hypertension, like arthritis, like, diabetes. There's skinny people get diabetes. Skinny people get put on blood pressure medication. Skinny people get chronic kidney disease. Skinny people get, on and on, arthritis, plantar fasciitis, PCOS, erectile dysfunction, all the conditions that are caused by inflammation in the body. Okay? So do people lose weight on keto? Yes. But losing weight is a byproduct of getting healthy. If you're someone who's already at your ideal weight, or someone who's, skinny, but you're suffering from one of these conditions, diabetes, hypertension, chronic kidney disease, autoimmune disease, PCOS, and on and on and on. If you do keto, you're not going to lose a bunch of weight because you don't have a bunch of stored up fat. What you do have is hyperinsulinemia, and you can fix it with the ketogenic diet. So guys, those are my top 5 myths. Again, these are things that I come across all the time when I speak to people. All right. If you know someone who has these myths, if you know someone who's skinny and think that they can't do a keto because they're going to become, invisible, any one of these things that I talked about in this video, please, please, please share this. Not only does it give the platform a chance to grow, but the reason that we want to grow is because we want to reach more people. We want to impact more people and help people live better, healthier lives. I will see you in the next video. Peace.